I worked out 5 areas where traders often struggle to show you how any trader can elevate their game even if they're just starting today. All you have to do is walk through them step by step, pick the ones that apply to you, and execute. Number one, the trading plan. You need to know what you want to see, where you want to see it, how you will enter, how much size you would use to enter, and when you will get out. If you don't know or you are not sure of any of these things, I would advise that you get a mentor. There's certain criteria by which I determine who to choose as a mentor, and I'll be sharing them with you. The first one is the reputation of the mentor. Does the mentor have a very high reputation in the trading space? You could check out some of the names I mentioned in my About page. The second one is the success of his students. Am I able to find people who privately or publicly talk about their ability to generate consistent profitability using the methods that the mentor has taught? But what is important is that you have a trading plan, because if you don't have one, the remaining 4 areas won't matter. 2, risk management. A few ways you can improve this are by 1, deciding on the percentage of your account that you're willing to risk on a trade by trade basis. This could differ from person to person, depending on how aggressive or how risk averse you are. It could be 1% to 2% to 3%, and in some extreme cases 5%. But you need to work that out for yourself, and that would also tie into your risk of ruin for your account. You need to know what the risk of ruin for your account is, because the risk of ruin for an account that risks 3% per trade is most likely higher than the risk of ruin for an account that risks 1% per trade. And this will also differ if you are trading a prop firm. For prop firms, you might want to risk a lot less, just because of the fact that they only let you lose 10% of the account on average. There are sites online where you can easily learn how to calculate the risk of ruin on your account. 3, discipline. If you are struggling with discipline, the first step is to identify why you are struggling. That could be due to mental, emotional, or situational issues, but you must first identify why you are struggling. Some mental issues could be your environment, external distractions, fatigue, or mental overload. Situational issues could be financial pressures or stress outside trading, and some emotional issues could be anger, frustration, unwillingness to accept losses, greed, fear, or overconfidence. If the issue is mental, one way you could fix it will be by first figuring out what the distraction is, and then setting up a high performance environment for your trading. You need to make sure that you eliminate all forms of distractions. It could be noise, it could be heat, it could be people passing by. Whatever the case is, you need to kill that distraction. And the other thing you could do would be to always be mindful of your fatigue levels and mental overload. You just want to make sure that those things are always in check. Trading through mindfulness is not a very easy thing to pull off, but it's something that can be mastered. You just need to show up every day and always try to be conscious of when your body starts giving you signs. Secondly, if you are facing situational issues, you might want to consider taking a break, or you might want to consider getting a job to help to buttress the financial pressures that come as a result of your unique situation. This might differ from person to person, but what is important is that you identify whatever situational issues might be slowing down your progress and see how you can fix them. Thirdly, if you are facing emotional issues, you could eliminate those by first changing your beliefs about yourself and the markets. And to do that, you could pick up the third book I mentioned in the 3 books that helped me level up my trading. This book is titled Trading in the Zone, and you could check out the video somewhere on your right over here. But the most important thing about discipline is that you identify why you are struggling with your discipline, because if you don't identify why, you can't solve the problem. 4, energy and focus. This area can often be overlooked because a lot of the time we just want to jump on our screens and trade. But we can see that when you are fatigued, you are usually not mentally alert, and sometimes it leads to impulsive trading, where we take decisions without fully meeting all our criteria, whether we are entering or scaling in or exiting our positions. And we can also see that when we are distracted, we sometimes miss opportunities, enter wrong lot sizes or wrong take profit and stop loss levels. So to fix this, here's a couple of things you could do. 1, sleep. Make sure to always give your body a fixed sleep cycle and to always try to get at least 6 hours of sleep in. 2, before you start trading, consider taking a walk or doing some light exercises to get your blood pumping and have your mind feeling sharp. I personally walk on the stairs every day for 20 minutes to achieve this. 3, before you also start trading, ask yourself if you feel physically and mentally alert, and try to answer this question as honestly as possible. If you don't feel physically and mentally alert, stay away from the charts till you do. 4, try to have breakfast because your brain needs the fuel for your cognitive functions, and try to take snacks intelligently. 5, consider resting at midday for 30 minutes to 1 hour, depending on when fatigue sets in, and also consider working out as well to try to get your energy levels back at where they need to be to function effectively. The fifth area, execution. Now, the beautiful thing about execution is that if you have worked on all the previous 4 areas, execution will be a lot easier. But here are a few pointers if you still find yourself struggling with execution after working on those 4 areas. First, if you find yourself often overanalyzing your trades when you enter, one good thing to do would be to set your take profit and stop loss levels and walk away from your screen. So if you expect that trade will take about 2 hours or 3 hours to play out, only come back around 2 hours to check the progress of the trade. And try to avoid doing anything on that trade since you have set a take profit and stop loss level. Second, if you find yourself often struggling to pull the trigger when your setup shows up, you might want to still consider going back to check out your psychology and discipline, because you might be experiencing fear of losing trades, and that could be because of 2 things. Firstly, it could be because your account size is not big enough, and secondly, it could just be because you have a fear of being wrong. But whatever the case is, you need to first work out what the problem is and then figure out how to fix it. So if it's an account size problem, you might need to want to consider taking up a prop firm. And in my video here, I compare 2 prop firms that I think are the best to get started with. Another reason why you could be experiencing hesitation could be because you haven't learned to think in probabilities. To do that again, you would need to read the book, Trading in the Zone, that I talked about in the video here. If you've stayed this far, I think you deserve a bonus tip. Now, I strongly believe that as traders, it is important that we continually are learning about ourselves and the markets. And to do that, I personally use Edgewonk to journal my trades, but you can use Notion or a spreadsheet. It is important that you do this because what you don't track doesn't grow. Some things you could journal are your entries, your exits, your setups, and the emotional state of mind you were in when you took your trades, and any other thing that you think might be important to you. At the end of my trading day, I personally also like to answer what I did well, what I did badly, and how I can change that thing I did badly if there was anything I did badly. Finally, judge yourself by the process first before the financial rewards. If you enjoyed this video, I believe you will find the 3 books that helped me level up my trading to be super helpful. You can check it out over here, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. Cheers, guys.